You step outside, you light it up, you inhale. And for 3 seconds, your whole nervous system exhales with you. You hate yourself for it. You've tried to quit 12 times, you call it a weakness. But here's the truth nobody tells you: your body isn't broken. It's running a 300,000-year-old survival program, and a cigarette company just figured out how to hijack the buttons. What you're about to learn will change the way you see every craving you've ever had. Because the urge you feel isn't really about nicotine. Nicotine is new. What's ancient is the ritual, the fire, the breath, the pause, the small circle of safety you create around yourself for 60 seconds. Your great-grandparents, 15,000 generations back, needed that exact ritual to survive the night, not to relax, to live. What feels like an addiction is actually an apex predator behavior, wearing a disguise. Society tells you smoking is a flaw, a failure of willpower, a modern disease you caught from advertising and stress. But for 99% of human history, gathering around a controlled flame, breathing in its smoke, and going still for a few minutes wasn't a vice. It was the single most important survival technology our species ever discovered. Fire didn't just cook our food, it rewired our brains. When anthropologists studied the campfires of early hunter-gatherer groups, they found something strange. The moment flames are involved, human heart rate drops, voices lower. Conversation turns slow, reflective, almost meditative. Researchers call it firelight cognition, a documented shift in brain state that happens almost nowhere else. For nearly 2 million years, our ancestors spent their evenings exactly like this, sitting low to the ground. Eyes fixed on shifting orange light, breathing in faint smoke, muscles slack, guard finally down. This wasn't downtime. This was the only part of the day your nervous system was allowed to fully release. Here's the belief break. You don't crave cigarettes. You crave the ritual your body remembers. The controlled inhale, the rhythmic hand-to-mouth motion, the staring into something flickering, the brief permission to do nothing else. That hand-to-mouth motion isn't random either. It's the oldest self-soothing pattern your species has. It starts in infancy: sucking, feeding, comfort, and it never fully leaves you. Stress brings it back out: a pen cap, a fingernail, a cigarette. Smoking didn't invent a new craving. It found the oldest button in the human nervous system and pressed it perfectly. But surviving the dark only solved half the problem. Because fire wasn't just about calming the body. It was about something far more dangerous to lose, and evolution built an entire emergency system around it. Imagine it's 50,000 years ago. You are sitting in the dirt at the edge of a small fire, knees pulled to your chest. The cold presses in from every direction outside that circle of light. Somewhere out there, something with teeth is moving through the dark, and you cannot see it. But here, inside the glow, your shoulders drop, you breathe slower. The smoke curls upward and you watch it instead of watching the tree line, because for this one moment, the tribe has agreed. We are safe enough to rest. Your ancestor isn't thinking about predators right now. Their whole body has shifted into a different mode: repair, bonding, recovery. The fire is doing something medicine still can't fully replicate. It's telling the nervous system, stand down. This is the oldest stress relief technology that exists, older than language, older than tools, older than almost everything that makes you human. So when you stand in the parking lot today, lighter in hand, staring at nothing in particular while you inhale slowly, you are not weak. You are running software older than the pyramids. Your DNA doesn't know about deadlines or fluorescent lights or doom scrolling. It only knows one ancient command: find the flicker, slow your breath, let your guard down for a moment. A cigarette is a counterfeit campfire. Cheap, fast, and missing almost everything that made the original work: the tribe, the open sky, the real safety. But your nervous system doesn't know the difference. It just feels the shape of the ritual and responds the way it always has. But here's the part that should actually unsettle you. The fire ritual was never meant to be done alone. For nearly all of human history, that flame was surrounded by other people. 5, 10, 20 of them, all breathing the same slow rhythm together. The calm wasn't just chemical, it was tribal. Your nervous system was built to downshift in groups, not in isolation behind a building on a smoke break, alone, scrolling your phone. That's why so many smokers describe the cigarette break as the only peaceful 5 minutes of their day. And why quitting alone so often fails. You're not just removing a substance. You're removing the last fragment of an ancient ritual that was never supposed to be solitary in the first place. This is the trap modern life sets without you noticing. We remove the tribe. We removed the open fire, we removed the slow shared evening under real stars. And we left behind only the smoke and the craving, the empty shell of a ritual that used to mean safety, connection, survival. So the body, starving for that original calm, reaches for whatever still resembles it: a cigarette, a vape, anything with a flicker and a rhythm. Ignore this pattern long enough, and you don't just risk your lungs. You risk misunderstanding yourself completely, spending your whole life thinking you're broken, when you were only ever disconnected from the ritual your biology was begging you to have. You are not a failure of willpower. You are not weak, lazy, or addicted in the way you've been told. You are a primal survivor, born with a nervous system built for firelight and tribe, dropped into a world of fluorescent bulbs and glass screens, still reaching, by instinct, for the oldest comfort our species ever found. The craving was never really about the cigarette. It was about coming home to something your ancestors had every single night, and you've been trying to find it alone, in a parking lot, for 30 seconds at a time. So next time the urge hits, ask yourself, am I craving the smoke, or am I craving the fire? Because what your ancestors did next, when the flame started to die and the cold crept back in, that's a survival story even more brutal than this one. And it changes everything you think you know about fear.